This is the story of a demonic creature that emerges through phone screens and begins haunting an autistic child, leading to a shocking ending. The story begins with Oliver, a young autistic boy, watching his favorite show, SpongeBob SquarePants. Unbeknownst to him, a mysterious entity is observing through his phone. When Oliver isn't looking, the device opens to a digital storybook titled Misunderstood Monsters, which tells of a lonely creature named Larry who longs to be friends with anyone who reads his tale. As Oliver senses a strange, unsettling presence in his room, he panics and hides under the covers, only to discover it is just his mother, Sarah, coming to comfort him. Oliver lives with his mother, Sarah, and his father, Marty. Being nonverbal, he communicates through an app on his phone. At school, Oliver has an aide to assist him, which sparks resentment from another student, Byron, who claims Oliver receives special treatment. After class, Mateo invites Oliver to hang out, but it turns out to be a cruel prank set up by Byron, Mateo, and Zach. They mock Oliver's moaning sounds, cruelly calling him Moaner Boner, before throwing away his phone and pushing him to the ground. Shaken and desperate, Oliver searches for his phone until Sarah later finds it. Concerned, Marty and Sarah take Oliver to a specialist to improve his communication skills. Sarah privately admits to Marty that she feels unwanted by her son, as Oliver seems to connect more easily with his father and cannot even look her in the eyes. That night, while Marty works as a parking garage attendant, he notices a strange figure, an eerie shape formed by swirling papers in the wind. Later, Marty brings home an iPad for Oliver, but becomes disturbed when the communication app begins responding on its own. The voice identifies itself as Larry, insisting it only wants to be Oliver's friend. Terrified, Oliver throws the tablet into the closet. In an effort to help Oliver make friends, Sarah arranges a sleepover with Byron, Mateo, and Zach, inviting them over with Byron's mother, Jen. Though the boys are reluctant, they eventually agree. That night, while trying to sleep, they become irritated by Oliver's moaning and notice him fixated on the closet. Jokingly, Mateo suggests Oliver is hiding candy in there. When Byron investigates, Oliver quickly grabs his iPad, but Byron snatches it away. On the screen, the Misunderstood Monsters story appears once again. As Byron begins to read aloud Larry's tale, the lights flicker violently before every bulb in the house bursts. Through the device, the boys glimpse Larry's dark silhouette lurking in the shadows. When Byron tries to prove nothing is there, Larry suddenly shoves a table against him, pinning him to the wall. Terrified screams fill the house as Marty and Sarah rush in. By the time the boys' parents arrive, Zach accuses Oliver of being responsible for Byron's injuries, cruelly calling him a freak. The following day, Byron is absent from school. Meanwhile, Sarah attempts to replace the broken light bulbs, only to see Larry's story open on both her phone and tablet. To her horror, the bulbs seem to replace themselves when she isn't looking. Disturbed, she confides in Marty. Though skeptical at first, Marty soon has his own chilling encounter with Larry, confirming the entity is real. Realizing that Larry's sole desire is to find a friend, Sarah and Marty attempt to rebuild the friendship between Oliver and Byron, though it proves difficult, as tensions between Sarah and Jen had already escalated during the failed sleepover. Eventually, Oliver is brought to Byron's house. Jen reveals her son has neither spoken nor slept in days. At last, Byron breaks his silence, admitting that Oliver did not hurt him, it was Larry. He recounts how he felt Larry's grasp and describes the sheer terror of the experience. Larry's disturbing presence continues to torment Oliver, even attempting to offer him a kitchen sponge as a gift, a twisted nod to Oliver's love for SpongeBob SquarePants. At school, Byron approaches Oliver with a heartfelt question: why did their friendship end? He recalls a past incident where Oliver hit him, which led to their mothers fighting. Byron explains that he overheard Sarah saying Oliver told her he no longer wanted to be friends with him. Using his app, Oliver firmly insists that this was a lie. Back at home, Marty and Sarah struggle to figure out how to protect Oliver from Larry. Oliver communicates through drawings, one of himself, the other of Larry. By holding the pictures together against the light, he conveys to his parents that Larry remains trapped in his own realm, but uses light as a gateway to cross over into theirs. Meanwhile, Marty encounters Larry firsthand while working at the parking garage. The creature's story suddenly appears, warning that anyone who obstructs Larry will face certain death. Using his phone, Marty sees the monster stalking him from the shadows of the booth. Panicked, he flees and drives off as Larry causes the power in the area to shut down. Marty breathes a sigh of relief until he hears heavy thumps around the car. Glancing at his phone, his terror peaks when he realizes Larry is sitting right beside him. Sarah receives a devastating call. Marty has been hospitalized and left unconscious after a car accident caused by Larry's interference. At home, the television begins to flicker with random clips, which Larry manipulates to deliver a chilling message. Finish the story. When Sarah resists, the screen reveals the ending. Larry will never stop until he has a friend, and once someone takes his hand, there is no escape. The footage shows him pulling a child into his realm. Terrified, Sarah disposes of every electronic device in the house, but together they create a gateway that allows Larry to manifest fully and stalk her and Oliver through the home. During the chaos, Sarah snaps and yells that she wishes Oliver were normal, but quickly apologizes in guilt. The two hide under his bed, where Oliver writes her a heartbreaking message. She lied about him not wanting to be friends with Byron, doing it only to protect herself. Inspired, Oliver begins shouting "field" repeatedly, leading Sarah to realize he means the open field, a place without electricity beyond Larry's reach. They flee the house and head there. In the field, they feel safe until Oliver's phone suddenly activates. Larry emerges from it, cornering Oliver and extending his hand to claim him. In a desperate act of sacrifice, Sarah steps in and offers herself as Larry's friend instead. She assures Oliver of her love, and for the first time, Oliver looks into her eyes. Sarah's joy is fleeting. Larry drags her into his world, sparing Oliver. Time passes, and Marty slowly recovers. He continues taking Oliver to therapy, where the boy begins showing real progress in writing and speech. Officially, Sarah is listed as missing, since Marty cannot reveal the truth of what happened. Back at school, Oliver reconciles with Byron, and together with Mateo, the boys vow to remain friends forever, hoping their bond will keep Larry from returning. That night, lights flicker in Oliver's room, and he wanders downstairs. Marty hears him laughing and finds him spinning in circles, as if holding invisible hands, before being lifted into the air. Panicked, Marty uses his phone, expecting to see Larry. Instead, through the lens, he sees Sarah joyfully playing with Oliver. Overcome with emotion, Marty breaks down in tears as Sarah whispers to Oliver, promising to protect him always.